Good afternoon, folks. It's Tuesday at 12. Talk About It Tuesdays, discussing interior design questions that you have. Um, Last week, I started a little kerfluffle amongst my friends because I talked about how risotto actually started with wicker. Talked that wicker is a method, not an actual thing. Yes, of course, there's wicker furniture, but it's made in the wicker method. But it was the risotto thing that sent my friends into a bit of a tizzy. Um, anyway, we had a long conversation about it, and then she had to show me a box that she bought for dinner that was an 18-minute risotto, and eventually we decided that she had the modern day equivalent of rice-a-roni. Um, but I stand by that. I stand by that. Risotto is a method, wicker is a method, and since nobody can actually debate me on this right now, I'm going to stand by that what you put on spaghetti is red sauce, not red gravy. You know, you don't put clams and white wine and butter and oil and garlic and parsley, mix that all up and put it on spaghetti and call it clam gravy. So anyway, I stand by sauce, I stand by risotto method, I stand by wicker method. Onward. Uh, so I have a friend who wanted to, excuse me, she asked about acrylic furniture. Is it safe? Is it long lasting? How do you work with it? How do you get it into your room? So the nice thing about anything made from acrylic is that it'll lighten up the room. You might have a space that's not very big. And if you have an acrylic side table, an acrylic coffee table, that really lightens it up, and the function that you needed for that piece of furniture is still there. So it's a double win. You get your coffee table and you get a little bit lighter feeling in the room. So the acrylic craze, I guess, if there is really one, started with Philip Stark, and what he did was, he designed this Louis the 16th chair called the Ghost Chair. It's a great piece, and here it is being used to very lovely effect in a dining room. And if you're afraid your little tushy is going to be cold on it, you can always put a cushion on it. Other things you can use for acrylic, this is obviously very stylized look, but you can see that using the acrylic will lighten up the room. I actually have this guy right here. It's from Wisteria, so my plants are on it. You get the display without all of the extra wood or whatever. A side table, obviously, again, you get the function and the nice acrylic. And because I always like to show you what I don't like, what is that? What? I mean, it's like you've trapped your fake flowers in a chest on your floor. I don't know. Don't do that. Anyway, so acrylic is great, but people are always they're sort of wondering, like, will it get foggy? And yes, don't clean it with anything like Fantastic or 409 or that kind of stuff. You can Google online what's best to clean it with, but the regular surface cleaners will very likely be what does make it cloudy, so don't use those. um, and then a friend sent me this picture. So she sends me questions, then she says, I'm not on Facebook, so here's my question. And then I wonder, how is she going to hear the answer? Anyway, I'll send it to her later. Here we go. So this is a really great, oh, you can't see it. It's getting out. It's brown. Um, uh, can't tell, but it's this beautiful black and tan colors. I think I'm going to say it wrong, a kabu from Africa. Anyway, so she's had it for a long time. She loves it. What am I going to do with it? Because it's starting to wear. This was a very old picture of it. So there's a lot of things you can do with a piece of carpeting, or the small rug, that to extend the life of it. If you really love it, you can you could frame it, fix it up a little bit, put it in a frame. We're going back to what do we put on the wall conversations. You could, if hang it as a tapestry. Obviously, you can bring it to a rug store and they can repair whatever you might have around the edges so you can hang it properly. Um, you can make pillows out of it, and anytime, whether it's a rug or just a piece of fabric that you love, if you're going to make it into pillows or floor cushions or a seat cushion for a bench or something like that, best thing to do is to back it with a different fabric so that you get as much of the fabric or rug or whatever it is that you love the most on top. So anyway, you can make pillows, whether they're pillows for your sofa, pillows, bigger pillows for the floor. You could upholster an ottoman with it. A small ottoman would look really great like that. Depending on the orientation of the piece, you could make it into a headboard piece. You can make it into a bag. I mean, that's where the actual original term carpet bag came from. You know, they look like those, like the shape of doctors, old-fashioned black doctor bags, but they're made out of carpet. If that's something that you would want to do, whether it's again a piece of really thick fabric or a rug, I would go on Etsy and find people who do it, because there's so many great artisans on Etsy. It's just amazing what you can find there. So if you've got something like that that you're thinking you want to, give another life to, that's a great way to do it. And then I had another question. She said, what does it mean when people say we need to finish the room? And that can mean a whole lot of different things. It could mean that you need to hang some art. You might have a collection of something that has to be put out. But, when I'm thinking about how do I finish the room, I'm thinking about custom pillows. Maybe we're going to add some molding. You might have a table in an entryway that it's a good idea to get a piece of custom glass made for it, or it could be your nightstands in your bedroom or something like that. Maybe you want to monogram some stuff. Maybe you have, table linens or pillows or things like that that you might want to monogram. The other finishing thing is your light switches. If you've painted the room or you've wallpapered the room, it's always nice to have the light switches covered in whatever else you're doing. Finding ways to hide the cords that are everywhere, whether it's bundling them into some kind of those plastic tube things, or just, finding a way to getting them out of sight, that sort of thing. Maybe when you're thinking about, you might have bought some draperies from retail and you want to, think of a way to make them a little more fancy, maybe add some trim or some border tape to them or something like that. So when people say finishing the room, they're just talking about the details that might make it more personal, or just I don't know, everything going together a little bit better. So I hope that answered the question there. I think that's about it. We had acrylic furniture. I'm not going to go back onto the risotto thing. What to do with a rug that you love and you want to make sure you give it another life, and finishing details. I mean, I think when you look, if you look at if you're looking at pictures in a magazine, those have been professionally put together. I would put pretty good money on the fact that if you just randomly went to those homes 2 weeks later, you wouldn't find it looking like that. But they've still seen to those details. They've made sure that, the pillows work with everything and that things are hidden, and, just little stuff like that. So I thank you for joining today. I thank you if you're watching this later. Please send me any questions that you have. And if you don't listen to Facebook, I will send you the answers. I'll answer them here and then send it to you individually. And that's it. I hope everybody has a great day. See you later. Bye.